those of you who give people money to go and marry, who don't have, if they don't have money, they shouldn't marry. Because marriage is not love. Love don't buy provision. Love don't pay the bills.
At this point, if you are a member of Action Chapel International, you are planning your white wedding and you do not have 100,000 Ghana cedis in your account, forget about it. Hey. Hello wonderful people, welcome back to my channel. This is your favorite girl Rara, and this is another episode of the first Rara show, where we dive into the intricacies of life, of love, and of family. I believe that you may have come across videos of Archbishop Nicholas Duncan making a statement that if you do not have 100,000 Ghana cedis in his church, and you are planning to do a white wedding, it's not going to be possible, because they are going to make sure that you have the set amount apart from the provisions of paying the bride price and all of those things. The man is supposed to have 100,000 Ghana cedis in his account before the church authorities would allow him or his bride to do a proper white wedding. This is what we are going to be delving into in today's video. If this is your first time of seeing my face, welcome to my channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the left hand corner of your screen so that you can join this wonderful family. Guys, let's go into the video.
You don't want to begin your marriage with debt. Say debt. Yeah. You go to the honeymoon. You go to the honeymoon and the phones begin to ring. And it's the lady who brought the chairs for the wedding. She's asking for her money. And the girl is, the woman is saying, what is that? Oh, nothing. Then another phone ring. The woman who provided the drinks. When can I get my money? Before you realize, the unction to function has gone. I'm ruling by the grace of God. Discourage people who want to have wedding until they can prove to us that if the man cannot prove that at least he has 100,000 cedis in his bank account, he shouldn't have a wedding. Bishop, why? Bishop, why are you looking at me that way? Bishop, if you agree with me, say it on the microphone so the whole church will hear you.
Yeah, we have some. I'm still having weddings. Some.
Bishop, I want you people to know this. I want us to stop this thing of these white weddings. And for you single women, stop this thing where you want the man to wed you. Stop this wedding. Marriage is not wedding. Because you see, I'm telling you this. And those of you who give people money to go and marry, who don't have, if they don't have money, they shouldn't marry. Because marriage is not love. Love don't buy provision. Love don't pay the bills. I'm not saying we shouldn't help people who want to marry, but we need to have about 5 or 10 marriage Sunday morning on the altar here. Everybody takes their ring. No best man, no maid of honor, no bridesmaid, nothing. We just pronounce the blessing of God. Go home, make love, make babies, live your life. All these things they do, what do you call it? Reception. Why do you have to do a reception? Why do you have to bring people to come and eat and drink your food free? Why? And then after they insult you, they say that the drink wasn't enough, the food was some way, they wasn't so. Why do you have to give people opportunity to insult you? Don't give them anything. Just come Sunday morning here. And you sisters, what you want is not that white dress. You want a man. You want a husband. So just show up here. Bring the ring. We bless the ring. Say, I do. I do. Husband and wife. In the name of Jesus. Go. Do your own thing. Have babies. Hello? If you have money to have a wedding, fine. But a lot of you don't have money for weddings. And even if you do, using money for wedding is a liability and not an asset. Wedding is a liability to those of you who are now building wealth. It's an asset to those who have made their money. But for you who is now making your money, some of you haven't even you don't even have a 1 bedroom you live in. You don't even have money to rent a house and you want a wedding. What is wrong with you? It's your mindset. Your mind is sick. Sick. And you said, me, I want wedding. You want what? Wedding.
When this video came out, there were several schools of thoughts. Some people were of the opinion that why should the church have to decide whether I want to do a white wedding or not? No matter how much I have in my account, I should be able to plan and do the kind of wedding that I prefer. I don't need to have 100,000 in my account before I do a white wedding. Some of the men too are saying that they have been fantasizing about how they'll see their bride walking down the aisle, and it's been a lot of controversy. Some people are also of the opinion that why should it be just the man? What about the woman? What is she doing with her money? Or is it a case of my money is my money, but your money is our money? Like, what's up with the woman's money? How much should the bride also have in her account before a white wedding should be possible? Another school of thoughts also agreed with everything that the Archbishop mentioned, except for the amount. They said, Abba, Archbishop, please, can you reduce it? Even some of us, if we should work for how many years, we will not be able to get this 100,000 in our account. So can you just reduce the amount of money that you think a man should have in his account before a couple should have that lavish white wedding? Now, this is where you drop your comments in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts on this issue. I actually agree with a lot of the things that the pastor made mention, especially when it comes to the criticisms, the gossips, people just mouthing and just coming in to criticize everything that is happening in the wedding. I cannot mention how many times I have sat at a wedding ceremony and you'd hear people gossiping about the bride's makeup, the bride's wedding dress, the groomsmen, they did not dance enough, the cake was not so sweet. When you do a lavish wedding, you are given the opportunity for so many people to just come in and pick up what they do not like about your wedding. People would complain, oh, there was not enough food, the food was this, the food was that. I agree. Why should you give people the opportunity to just come in and criticize you from head to toe? So many things can go wrong at a wedding. I also agree with the mass wedding that he spoke about, where people could just come in and be blessed. They do not have to do any fancy things. They do not have to get 5 flower girls, 5 bridesmaids. They do not have to do a grand reception and all of those things. I agree with that aspect. When it comes to the amount, it shouldn't be a fixed amount. The 100K, I believe, is too much. Yeah, because all hands are not equal. And there are some people that would have 100K in their account, but they would still not pay the vendors. Some people do not pay their vendors, not because they do not have the money, but they just do not like to. That's their nature. They always like to be in debt and they are very calculative. They always want to outsmart people. So no matter what, that kind of situation whereby someone is at their honeymoon and the vendors are still calling them, it will still be present. I think that what he should encourage is people actually planning or budgeting their wedding within their means, not necessarily having 100K in their account before they can do a wedding, because we know that when it comes to the white wedding, they are great. We have white wedding where the decorations alone are just flamboyant, and we have a white wedding where the decorations alone are just minimal. So somebody can have a white wedding without necessarily having 100K in their account. That is my opinion, by the way. I also believe that more focus should be rather placed on the kind of habits, financial habits that the couples have. If someone is into betting, if they love to spend excessively, if they don't know how to budget, those are the things that should rather be brought to the notice of the church so that they can handle these aspects. Also, when it comes to large churches, whenever there is a wedding announcement, the church is normally invited automatically. But what can cut costs is when they do this strictly by invitation, whereby the couples go according to their budget, and not everybody's, even in the church, not everybody is invited, so that they can also cut costs on all of these issues. Back in the day, people had white wedding, but they did not have 100K in their accounts. Some of the men were just living in a single room. Some of the men did not even have a mattress. Some of the men did not even have a well-established house or home, but they still had a white wedding within their means. So it is possible to actually have a white wedding, but it must just be within your budget. That is just the right thing to do, and to also make sure that you have enough to cater for your family. I also believe that when it comes to how extravagant a bride wants her wedding to be, it has got to do with sometimes peer influence. Some people actually try to do that kind of wedding so that they will pepper their exes and say, yes, you did not give me a ring, but someone gave me the ring, you know. And some people, it's just their personality. For instance, if you take a sanguine, or if you take a choleric person and you take a melancholic, they will not prefer the same kind of wedding. A sanguine would like a big flamboyant wedding, would like to be seen, because they always want, you know, that attention and all of that. Whereas a melancholic person, even a small get together is okay for that person. So brothers, my wonderful brothers, before you go in for a lady, you should also look at all of these things. If you know that you do not want to spend too much on a wedding, you know the kind of woman you go for. There are some women, they have a certain kind of standard that they have to maintain even on their wedding day. So if you see a lady who always packages herself in a certain way, you should expect that the wedding too, you know, will be packaged. Now, to my sisters, please let us, you know, put less pressure on our wonderful brothers so that they will not break their neck before the honeymoon. Sometimes we have to put ourselves in their shoes. Imagine if you had a brother and one girl is pressing his neck with all these financial demands, you know, how would you feel? So let us put ourselves in their shoes. This is the first Rawa show, and if you haven't yet subscribed, kindly do so by clicking on the subscribe button on the right hand corner of your screen. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.